Hello. Welcome to the You Are Covered podcast. I'm Hannah Lynn Miller. I don't know why I'm holding this card. We're going to get this at the very end. But I'm Hannah Lynn Miller. I'm your host right here on the You Are Covered podcast. Guys, today I know you're probably thinking, Hannah, you wore that in the last 2 episodes. Yes, I did. It's very comfortable. I don't feel like changing. And I am batching so that I don't have to record or do anything on the week of Thanksgiving, because that's when this episode is going to drop. So I'm so excited about this topic. We're going to talk about gratitude and what it is, what it isn't. We're going to talk about some tips for it. I think it was my word for 2019 going into 2020, which is so interesting. So I was looking back on some notes on that season of life, and so I have a few insights that I wanted to share with you. But yeah, it's Thanksgiving. Hope that you guys are going to spend it with family. This is the first year that I'm literally seeing both sides of my family, so I'm seeing John's side and my side on both holidays, which is great, and I'm really excited for that. All families back in the Midwest, except a few of my siblings, but we're all going to be able to hang out and see each other on all of the holidays. So I'm really excited. That does mean that the holidays are going to be super busy for us. And John and I always joke, because this is just how it is, but we always feel like we have 3 sets of family, because our time is usually split between church, his family, and my family. And so when we were newly married, it was such a challenge to figure out scheduling and stuff, because when you work on the weekends and church doesn't close because it's the holidays, okay? These pastors work hard. They really do. It's weird. Oh man. So thank your pastors. And if they, take some time off, it's a good thing. It really is. It's good for them to rest. It's good to have some boundaries, right? So that's why I'm batching these episodes, and I barely put on any makeup today. I barely wanted to put on makeup today to do these episodes and stuff. So that is where we are at. You would have had no idea if you only listened to the audio. You'd have no idea what I look like. But I decided to do a video, okay? More content is more content. That is what it is. I always say that if you're going to do one, you might as well do multiple mediums. Okay. So don't be surprised if this shows up in a blog post too. That's like 3 things of content. Boom. This is also a reminder that if you need any kind of social media management, please call me up. My company is Abundantly More Media. We are taking new clients in 2023. So please call me up if you need social media management. That's basically the thing that we are focusing on. I'm excited for it. So send me an email. There, little plug. This episode has been sponsored by Abundantly More Media. It kind of has and it kind of hasn't. That's what happens when you work for yourself. So happy Thanksgiving. Right now, as you're listening, as this podcast drops, we are probably heading to Indiana right now to be with family. And I hope that you're able to be with family too. I couldn't do this podcast without Descript. It's an amazing software that helps you edit video and audio at the same time. You're recording it right on your laptop using your camera and the audio setup of your choice. I probably have a little bit more of a high-tech one. For me, at least. I'm like, I can't believe I'm doing this. I feel like such a pro. Anyways, Descript makes you feel like a pro, for real. You can literally edit by rewriting what you said and edit your transcript. It's a game changer, guys. And the next amazing feature that I want to tell you about is that you can download each video to the size of whichever social media platform you desire. So like for YouTube, you can have it in the size for YouTube or TikTok, Reels, it's kind of the same size. And then you can also customize what your kind of like your the titles down here, like the font and everything, so you can make it really pretty, as you can tell. And then you can also make it into a square. Like you can make your video into a square, which I don't really know what you'd want that for now. Maybe like an Instagram video and not a reel. I don't really know, but that's an option. Anyways, I love Descript, and there's so much more that you can do with this software, and I don't even have time to tell you about all the things that you can do with it. But as someone who has done audio editing for a long time, and honestly I was just kind of like over using Adobe and using all these other softwares, because you'd have to do the video and split it up from the audio, and that's just a lot of work. Honestly, I get bored whenever I have to do any kind of audio editing. I get so bored. So this is like the best thing ever, because you get to edit your audio and your video at the same time. You can download it as a WAV file or an MP3. Anyways, I'm going to stop boring you with all of this nerdy talk. And below you can find the Descript link in the show notes. When you subscribe to Descript using the link you find in this video, I do receive a commission, which helps me keep this podcast going. So thanks ahead of time. And as always, if you need any kind of help with your social media accounts, please check out my media company, Abundantly More Media. We are happy to help you with all of your content dreams and making them come true. I'm excited about this topic because we're going to talk about like thankfulness, and we're going to talk about gratitude. I know when I wrote this episode back in the day, there were a few articles on Forbes and Lifehack about how to practice gratitude. Many studies have shown that practicing gratitude can help you sleep better, be more productive, and have better relationships. It's shown to be a great way to get out of a bad mood, or a tool to have a better life. And I was thinking, this isn't really what I grew up learning about in church, right? Or is this different? Is this the same? Is gratitude the same as thankfulness? What does the Bible have to say about gratitude, and how should this apply to our lives? The best examples of giving thanks in the Bible shows giving thanks to God in specific circumstances. This is important to point out, since now the practice of gratitude starts with writing things down that you can be thankful for in no specific order, and this list goes to no one. So it's just kind of like you create a list, right, of things you're grateful for. It doesn't really go to anything. However, when we look at the Bible, the practice of giving thanks is always linked to our relationship with God. So here are a few gratitude examples from the book of Psalm. We can be thankful for answered prayer, no matter what the answer actually is. David gives thanks to the Lord in Psalm 7:17, being disciplined, having boundaries. God, that's what I call being disciplined by God. He has boundaries for us so that it's like with kids, like you tell them not to cross the street, and if they do, then they're grounded or something. You know, it's for our protection. And that's how David talks to God about his discipline in Psalm 30. The faithfulness of God, Psalm 138 shares the faithfulness of God through the Davidic covenant. And then chapter 138 is the first of 8 Psalms talking about the promise God gives David that he will uphold his covenant to the Israelites. I just love that, because my word for 2022 was faithfulness, and I have seen God be so faithful to me and my family this year. And it's the character of God to be faithful to his people, and the Davidic covenant and how he is faithful to David and bringing about his promises is showing, and it's the best example of his character being faithful. And then God's help. Psalm 124 is a song giving thanks to God for delivering the Israelites from the Egyptians. So it's like it's being grateful and thankful for God's help and provision and protection. And then Psalm 100 is an entire song thanking God for being who he is. Now, in the list above, I mention Psalm 124, which is a song talking about the deliverance from the Egyptians. This reminds me of how the night before Jesus was crucified, he spent time giving thanks at the celebration of the Passover. Then he was broken on our behalf. What does this mean for you and I? And I wrote this in 2019. We can be thankful through brokenness. Gratitude isn't a practice for a better mood. It could be. However, I think we could be missing the bigger picture. Once we see our true brokenness and God's holiness, I think gratitude becomes more than a day or a notebook, but an outlook on life. We can be broken because of what Christ did. That he took our place. He is faithful. We get God's help and deliverance, and we get to grow up and learn, and he answers prayers. All four of those reasons allow me to practice gratitude, not after a bad day, but even after brokenness. I love that. I think that is so true. It's so powerful. We can be grateful even through hard times because our gratitude isn't just words on a paper. It is literally it's linked to our relationship with God. So powerful. Okay, so for fashion, this is exciting news. Very exciting news. I have a merch shop all up and running. You can get so many fun things. I am hoping that on my stories that I'll already have some of these things in my house, but currently they're not here. I am ordering them, but I have a You Are Covered hat, t-shirts, hoodies. I even have a lunchbox that says You Are Covered on it. And then I have a bunch of journal options that have verses that we've talked about on this show that have been life verses, very powerful for me, that I think that you would really resonate with. And so you can find this on the You Are Covered podcast.com. You can go to hannahlynnmiller.com as well. And then you click the store because that's where all of the products are going to be. Support this podcast. This is great. You're going to get something in return, and you're going to be able to support season 2 because we are coming to a close of season 1. This has been such an amazing experience. I am so thankful for all of you guys just showing up and listening and just being a part of this community that we've built together. And I'm really excited. I have a whole bunch of merch on the website. And so I'd love it if you check it out. It's fun. Here's the thing. I wanted fun colors, like bright, bold, fun colors that are contrasted with black and white. And so that is kind of the vibe that we're going with. So that is our fashion news segment for this episode. I'm going to end this a little bit early. This is kind of a short episode, but I wanted to read this for you. It is from our CBT deck. It is Training Your Morning Thoughts. So along the lines of gratitude and how to frame our thought patterns out with scripture and out with being grateful and being able to just train our mind, we can train our thoughts, and it starts right away in the morning. So this one says, our negative trains of thought are often waiting for us when we wake up in the morning. Write down 3 positive and accurate thoughts that you can read and repeat to yourself before you get out of bed tomorrow. For example, list things that are likely to go right today. Practice filling your mind with thoughts that serve you well. Negative thinking will not serve you well. Gratitude will serve you. Think on the positive things. That is, that's our verse that we always go to. Whatever is true, whatever is good, whatever is noble, whatever is right, whatever is pure, whatever is lovely, whatever is of good repute if there is any excellence and if anything worthy of praise, dwell on these things. That is Philippians 4:8. My mom would be so disappointed in me for not remembering that whole verse because she told that to me so much. Do I have a problem with being positive and thankful and gratitude? Yes, I do. So I'm right there with you. I hope that was helpful, and I hope that you have a great Thanksgiving. I'm thankful for you. I have so much gratitude that I get to do this, that this has been a really fun thing for me to do this fall season, and I'm excited for our grand finale episode, and then we'll have season 2. So don't get too used to not hearing me, and we're always going to be, I think I'm going to do a lot of vlogging during December. You can still find my episodes and videos on YouTube, so definitely do that. That will be exciting. So you can reach out to me on Instagram and Facebook. Love hearing your comments on there, on those platforms. But that is all for this episode. It's a little bit short and sweet and short. Yeah, just like me. Yeah. I'm just kidding. Okay, I think we need to end this episode. As always, guys, Jesus got you and you are covered. I will see you in the next episode.